synthetic fan. Hello, welcome back to 10 and 2. Today I'm working on the Lamborghini Countach. Not really a Lamborghini. This is a Fiero of some vintage between 1984 and 1988. Yes, that does encompass all of them. I'm not sure which one it is because I don't see a VIN plate and I don't know where the registration is, and frankly, I don't care. Hopefully it's not an 88 because those ones were actually really great, kind of, in their own way. But as you can see, somebody has put this glorious Lamborghini Countach body on here, and they've done an acceptable job. But let me show you what's really troubling me. Now, I have been working on this thing on and off for a little bit here. You can see that somebody has put this fantastic small block Chevy throttle body injected V8 in here. They haven't done too terrible of a job. And that's when you see that somebody has done some sort of positive wiring thing. I don't know what that is. It's not nice. I'm going to fix it. It's just not a good thing. They've got a power cable. I'm pretty sure that's from the starter, and it goes up into here, into a switchy thing that does absolutely nothing. So I'll probably eliminate it, or maybe make a new switch thing. And then you can see, can you see that up there? Can you see that pile of wires? I'm pretty sure that's for the backup camera, which I have actually made work. It wasn't working, of course. Oh, there we go with the light dance. But as you can see in here, mostly not too terrible. And can you see the little cockpit emergency access? Maybe if I stop shaking. Cockpit emergency access. I'll have to cut a whole bunch of that out because that was just horrendous. Okay, zooming back out. And you can see somebody's left this in the woods or somewhere to collect debris. It's been in the barn here for long as I can remember. Well, I guess not that long, but long enough. And then we get to the inside. And here I'll show you this. This is the cockpit emergency access hole. What does that get you? Just a place to stick your coat hanger so you can try and fish the doorknob open, or the door handle. Because unlocking the door isn't really a thing. Door handles aren't really a thing. I mean, there's a key here, but I don't know if there's an actual door lock mechanism in this door. It's got a button popper. That side decided it was going to start working all by itself. I don't know exactly what I did. Now let me show you the next 8 layers of jankiness that I have found so far. Maybe there's more. I haven't counted. I got really upset and stopped counting. So anyways, there's all these wires, and there's this switch, which, it lights up, which is great, but it doesn't seem to do anything. And then there's this switch, which doesn't do anything right now because I don't have it plugged into the fuse panel, but it was wired, mind you, without a fuse, to run the auxiliary AC fan, which you have to turn on manually. I think, and I'm not sure that it would work by itself, just with the regular heater controls. And down here you can see some of the backup camera wiring. and other stuff. And then we get to this switch right here. Know entirely what it does, but it has 3 yellow wires going to it. That's right, 3 yellow wires. I see that one is painted a little bit red, which maybe indicates that it's the hot wire, but I have no idea. And it looks like it goes back through the firewall there, underneath where the ECU was living until I plucked it out mere moments ago. And you can see on top of this ECU that it's crusty, and there'll be some dirt in there where there's not supposed to be, and it's not so great. And if you're wondering, this is a regular small block Chevy with a TBI computer, part number 1227747. This is one of the good ones, from what I remember. You can program it pretty easily. You can see there's some sort of leakage coming down from the top of the computer here. I probably shouldn't touch that. I'm probably going to need to go wash my hands after this, because now we get to the interesting part. Oh, yes. Somebody was living in here, I think, and they had a little nibble on some of these wires. I don't think they ate through any of them, but you know, there's some damage to the orange wire there, the green wire here. You know, they've moved some insulation around, and then of course we've got some really shoddy groundwork. And you know, it's just like this all over the car. Oh, there's another interesting ground, which wasn't tight and had 3 wires going to it that were going absolutely nowhere. So you can imagine that looked even worse before I fixed just that little part up. Now you can see this down here, which I don't know what this is. Some sort of power junction thing. Somebody's got this wire hot wired into, which was convenient because I needed a place to put this power for the AC fan. So I plugged that in there too. There's just a lot of stuff under here that's not plugged into anything. And we've been chasing a bit of an overheating issue because the cooling fans don't want to come on. Yeah, I can use the auxiliary cooling fan, but it doesn't really keep up. And you can see this wonderful spliced together wire here that is apparently grounded and using a red wire. There's another one on the other side. Just another one of the wonderful layers of jankiness that I have found on this car. I did manage to find the cooling fan relay, and I have checked it with my beep boop machine because it was pretty easy to figure out. And if you stick your little beep boop machine in there and you give it some power, fan. Oh, look at it, even has sympathetic fan motion from the AC fan. And then if you do the other one, even more fan. I love that sympathetic fan. Beautiful. So I know that the wires to the fan, to the relay, those are working. Now I've just got to chase them back through the car to probably the computer. And who knows how much more of this car I'll have to take apart before it's all over. I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah, I've had so much fun standing on my head under the dash of this car. There's even less room than the McLaren, if you can believe that. When I sit in the seat of this car, I am doing this because my head is against the roof. This car is a tragedy, and I'm really looking forward to working on it. It's just been so much fun so far to learn interesting new ways to be the jankiest person that ever designed anything or tried to hook up. Who knows? There's another button on the dash. It just doesn't even do anything. Why is it there? There's no wires. Why? Why have you done this? You made me take all of this stuff off just to get to that. Because it was all covered with cluster and cluster cover and just stuff. Oh, and of course, this also has the VC200 performance computer, which does turn on. So that's pretty cool. I'm not entirely sure what it does, but it does turn on. The stereo had a blown fuse. I did replace that, and it is currently working. It doesn't, however, seem to want to play the one Grammy 2000 CD that we had laying around here. So yeah, and now I'm gonna dig into wherever those two yellow wires go. It looked like they went to the transmission. I'm guessing maybe torque converter lockup? I don't know. It's just so much going on in here. It's such a small space. This is what happens when you try and smash a Fiero together with a pickup truck. You get two GM wiring harnesses smushed together, and there were some power wires in the fuse block that were pulled right out, and they were just twisted together. Not even tape, just a little twist. No solder, no crimping, just a little twist. That was good enough. When I find you, you and I are going to have some words. Let me just say, this is a disaster. And I'm going to dig in there with both hands and a vacuum again. Even though I vacuumed this once already, now I have found more debris and hantavirus to spread around. So I'm gonna get back to it now. Wish me luck. Catch you in the next one.